It was fairly difficult. I had to work with a lot of people that I personally knew because I did not have time to cast this film with actors. Even though I know a lot of people, I still had to cast people I could rely on to actually make my film dates. So I actually knew a lot of the people in the movie that I was making, and so when we were actually filming it, I had a hard time focusing too, because I had like my stagecraft teacher pretending to be a CEO, and I had a hard time taking him seriously for a couple of the takes. But eventually we got into it, and I'm glad I chose people that I did know because I was able to work with them a lot better since we didn't have time to really rehearse this before our film dates. But filming itself, planning for it and everything that went with that, it went well. I was in charge of getting our groups together. I was in charge of making sure everybody got there. I was in charge of the filming when it did happen too. So I had a lot of responsibilities, but I had a great team to work with, and so I was able to divide up a lot of the tasks and just work with people, work with my actors, and then work with like the cameraman and work with everybody. And this is a new process for me. I've never really directed my own short film before, and so having to do this for the first time, it was a lot of fun and a lot of work.
I think the most challenging creation that I was required to do is probably 3D text and the alignment of the special effects on the time machine, the glow. It really took a lot of time and patience, but eventually I got through it. I'd like to say that after this project, I really got to know After Effects just a little bit more, you know? I used to really be amateur at it, but now I'm just a little bit less amateur. I'm definitely getting more of the hang of it, the features and mostly the main core aspects of After Effects. But of course, I have much more to learn.
At the start, we sort of just went off and did our own thing. We coordinated a little bit for the logo here and there. Like, we were mostly doing our own thing. We weren't really talking to each other. But as it went on, we sort of started talking to each other more and getting more in tune ideas where like everything was lining up with each other. Like if we had just gone on without talking to each other, it would have been a just everywhere ad campaign and everything. But towards the end, we're starting to get a consistent theme and some like just consistent colorings and like design aspects. And it's gonna look really nice in the final product.
For filming, it was pretty cool to watch how everyone was filming and just being able to listen through the headphones with the camera. And through production, it was really cool to make something on Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, and then just making it something tangible.
Death's like a very important part in the story and all, and we wanted to add that a little bit into it, like into the logo, to help like symbolize the entire movie as a whole. The rest part of the story, I was like wondering like if we could do like a guillotine. Like the chair, it's a chair and then like a little guillotine on the top that has like, so to make it like a little bit death way, you know, to symbolize the entirety of the movie. But then like the other graphics and like some of the videos like saying, maybe we could make it a little bit more subtle. So it's like, what's another symbol of death? It was like, that's subtle. I said like, what about a tombstone? And like we could do that since like most couches are like, you know, like the whole, like they're smooth on the top. So, you know, it can make people can make that look like a tombstone. And so I basically added like a little rip onto it, like in rest in peace, and then a little bit of cracks, you know, to make it look like it's old and like it's crumbling.
I think this film will turn out as best as it can. I am an amateur filmmaker, and so I have worked with cameras and Adobe Premiere Pro before, but this is my first time having to direct actors and dialogue on camera and having to come up with ways to make scenes connect in a film and all sorts of small things I never really thought about before this process. And so this is a new process for me. I'm still learning as I'm here at CART how to make films. So I think it's going to turn out as well as it can. I've been putting a lot of work into it, and so have a lot of other people. So I think it's going to be a good film. I'm very proud of it, and I hope everybody else is too.